Ever felt frustrated being told PMS, heavy bleeding, and cramping are just normal parts of life? You are not alone. I loathed my monthly cycle for decades. That all changed when I earned 3 health coaching certifications, discovering something incredible. Your period is vital. It is an outward sign of your inner health, and it holds the key to unlocking your full potential. I've been there battling heavy, painful periods, and I turn them into cycles with minimal PMS and cramping. Today, I'm on a mission to share that information with you. Pour a cup of your favorite drink, get comfy, and grab your headphones as we embark on a candid and empowering journey of self-discovery. Together, we'll demystify menstrual cycles, explore cyclical living, delve into natural birth control, and guide parents through those crucial period talks with tweens and teens. It's time to break the taboo around menstruation and embrace the wisdom it holds. I'm your host, Heather Allmendinger, and this is the Embracing Flow podcast. Welcome and hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Embracing Flow. I'd like to introduce our guest today, an expert at Embracing Flow, Coach Barb V. How are you today?
I am amazing. I am so excited to be here with you.
Oh, I love that you're here with us today. Audience, I'd like to introduce you to Coach Barb V. She realized at a very young age she had set a goal to be an Olympic athlete. She didn't know what sport, yet excelled at all sports. At the age of 12, her throwing a baseball was clocked at 92 miles per hour. She was ahead of her time, except then girls were to play softball, not baseball. Eventually, Coach Barb set 2 Division I records at 2 different universities. She earned 2 letter jackets at 2 different universities and missed the Olympic trials by an inch and a half. She has had the American flag raised and our national anthem played in her honor on 3 continents. Today, she coaches and still competes. Oh my goodness, I am so thrilled to have you here, Coach Barb. It's amazing, all of this stuff that you have done. And I'm very happy that you're here with us today.
I'm thrilled. I'm excited to talk about this subject because for women in sports, it is such, your athletic performance is based all around your flow.
It is. And leading into that, so I ask all of my guests, at what age and your experience with your first cycle? How was it?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. That was a long time ago. I don't remember exactly what age, but I do remember I was playing softball and I was on a summer softball league and we were all talking about stuff and it wasn't a subject that we talked about it. I'd had the classes in school, the off the court and into the classroom, watch the video, and then that's about it. I am the oldest in my family, so my mom really never had that conversation with me. And at some point, some of our team members were talking about, oh, they have cramps, oh, they have this, and I remember that somebody teasing me that I had not shaved my legs. I'm
Okay.
and it was like, something about that. And then we started talking about it, but I realized I started getting my period and everybody else on my team also had their period at the same time.
Well, that poor
And
coach.
and our team was coached by 2 guys. And it was the
Oh,
discussion off after practice, before practice. Oh, she's running late from practice. And we had the discussion about pads versus tampons.
mhm.
And I remember a conversation and I pray that my little brother never hears this. My little brother 1 year asked for tampons for Christmas
Okay. And
because he had seen all at the time, he'd seen all the commercials, and the commercials about tampons were you can swim with it, you can horseback ride with it, you can go golfing with it, you can go to the swimming pool with it, you can all these things that you could do with the tampon.
mhm.
Well, he wanted to do all those things, so he asked for tampons.
Uh, that's beautiful marketing for the marketing group for Tampax. Not exactly the demographic I think they were looking for, but oh my goodness. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. Oh,
It
I
is.
I don't mean to laugh at your brother.
He is a single dad, and I did get a phone call when my niece started her flow and her cycle. Um, it was like, "Let's call Aunt Barb. We gotta Aunt
Uh,
Barb will have the answer and have the answer without embarrassment." And that's,
mm,
the real key. And being a coach, being an athlete and a coach, it really revolves all around those discussions that can be embarrassing, that
mhm.
can be demeaning, that can be all kinds of different conversations. But Heather, I love what you're doing here with embracing the flow because it is so important. And it's a conversation that does not need to be behind closed doors. It needs to be something that everybody knows and understands. So kudos to you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So, you've done a lot of experience with coaching and you've had these talks with coaching.
Well, one of the biggest things is being aware and having the conversations with our female athletes.
Mhm.
And the conversations, it's before, during, and after. And my athletes, coach, I'm not feeling it today.
Yep.
Okay. As a coach, we have to at some point make allowances. But, like you mentioned, my male coaches, when our whole team was flowing together, we were a championship team. But there were days that we had a bad game or one of us had a bad game and we had to rally around each other to
Mhm.
know who was not feeling well. Is this a game that we sit out? Is this but as I got more involved in athletics, not on a team sport, but individual athletics, I left softball, I stopped playing baseball, and I went into track and field. And I didn't play basketball because I was a type of athlete who was always excelling. I wanted to be the champion. I wanted to be the best, not to beat the others, but I wanted to beat my personal best. And in athletics, that is something that is so important.
Yes.
But if you have a team sport and a basketball team, 5 athletes on the team or 5 on the court, one of those athletes is struggling today, but they're a key and pivotal athlete. What do you do? Can you bench that person?
Yep.
Can you bring a different player in? And this is an important game. You can't change the game around your cycle, but a coach has to be aware of that.
Mhm. And
And
they
that's one of the things that I always ask my athletes. I need to know when your cycle is.
Yep. So that way
I
you
want to
can
know.
plan.
Exactly.
You can plan appropriately and accordingly and
Right. And you and I have had the conversations. One of the other major factors is the nutrition throughout those 28, 36 days.
yes. Very important. Very, very important with nutrition, making sure you're getting the right proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. Water is a big one. This has been an amazing conversation with you, Coach Barb V. Where can we find you?
Well, I have a podcast and it's called The Kid Factor. So you can go to Apple Podcasts and find The Kid Factor. I have the Kid Factor website, and I live and I do everything that I do in my life under 3 kind of general rules for myself. Number 1 is I'm never going to ask anyone to do something I'm not willing to do or try myself first. Number 2, I'm not going to do anything unless it's fun. Number 3, if we have to do it, even, and my athletes all know, even if it's like doing a wall sit, I'm going to I'm going to make it fun. That's rule number 3. If we have to do it, I'm going to find a way to make it fun. So, I'd be happy to put everything else in the show notes, and people can reach out to me, find out some of the other things that I do, because today, besides athletics, the big thing that I do is I help young people learn more about money, finance, and how to start their own businesses.
Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. Before we say goodbye to our guests, is there any wise words of wisdom you would like to share with us?
How much time do we have?
Just a quick sentence or two. We can.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think one of my favorite sayings is when you change the way you think, the things you think about change. And I am so grateful that you are helping to change the way we think about being women. Think about our flow and embracing it and not being embarrassed by it. And I think you combine that with the way we change the way we think about our flow. But then the other piece that goes with it is document everything. One of the best things that ever happened to me in my athletics is we looked at my performance levels. We documented the performance levels. And when we documented everything, one of the things that we learned was when I did well, and it was about every 14 days, I set my own PR. And it wasn't until we recognized and documented that, I don't think we ever really documented it was because of my flow, but every 14 days, I got 125% better.
Yep.
So,
Wow. Those are both amazing tidbits and wisdoms to end on. Thank you so much, Coach Barb V, for taking us on an enlightening journey into your coaching experience and sports experience. I loved having you on here.
Heather, it's been a pleasure. And if we can make a change for so many athletes and coaches and male or female coaches, we really are affected by our cycle and knowing what to expect and what not to expect. So thank you for what you're doing.
You're welcome. All the links that were mentioned today can be found in the show notes. Thank you, listeners, for spending your time with us today. If you found a nugget of wisdom or a moment of empowerment, my mission is accomplished. Do you know someone that could benefit from this information? Please share Embracing Flow with them. Until next time, love hard, laugh often, and as always, be vividous. See you soon. Thank you so much for joining us today on Embracing Flow. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow the show, submit a rating and review, and share it with your friends. Visit my website to receive your free PDF on 4 ways to decrease PMS. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, love hard, laugh often, and as always, be vividous.